G'day everyone, my name's Leigh. Welcome to your next workout. We're going to be doing a yoga-inspired workout today. It's not going to be a typical yoga class. It's going to be pretty strong, and you're going to sweat, and it's going to be a challenge to your strength and stability as well. As with all of our workouts, please do this workout to within the limits of your own ability. It doesn't get you any extra benefit from pushing yourself beyond what you can do. It just puts you at risk of injury. So if there's something that I'm doing that isn't available to you today for whatever reason, take a step back. I'll offer regressions, or you can just eliminate that part of the flowed sequence from the workout. All right? Okay, let's get stuck in. We're going to do a warm-up for our glutes and our midsection to get started, because we are going to be doing a little bit of single leg work. And we always want to get our core active before we start putting load into our body. Okay? So, laying down on the back in this semi-supine position, feet flat on the floor, underneath the knees. A lot of people try and see if they can touch their Achilles tendons or their heels with their fingers as a gauge for distance. I'm not too fussed about that, but you want to be able to push down through your feet into the floor so that you can lift your hips up comfortably, okay? And we're going to do that now. So push down through the heels, lift the hips up. We're just going to come into this low bridge position. So if you did my other workout, you would have recognized this from the beginning. A nice low bridge. It's just the sacrum and the lumbar vertebrae that are coming off the ground. All the vertebrae that lie underneath your center gut area and your rib cage, definitely, they're all in contact with the ground. And we're trying to squeeze our glutes and sort of point our tailbone up towards the sky by tucking our pelvis underneath. And just by holding this position, as I'm sure you're about to start noticing, a bit of heat will build up in these glute muscles. And that's exactly what we're working towards, just to get them ready to take a bit of load. So we'll hold here for just a couple more seconds. Starting to feel them really switch on. If you can't feel them, just give your glutes a bit of a poke like that. And if they're nice and firm, then you know that they're working for you. All right, let's just heel toe the feet in towards each other so that the toes touch. Now they're now in the midline of your body, so that you can push down through your right heel and raise your left leg up. This is a fairly challenging way to start. On the one leg here, the right glute's working really hard. A left leg, it can be extended right up to the sky, but no need for that if you don't have that sort of flexibility. Just follow the same angle as your right leg's making, and we're just going to abduct the left leg. So bring out the left leg to the left of your body and then back in. Just as a straight leg, out and in. You won't have to go very far until you really feel your glutes and your core having to work very hard to keep your pelvis stable. Okay? So this is just a way of waking up some of those extra stabilizers by engaging the core muscles and then shifting the weight around them. Also helps to get a bit of synovium or synovial fluid into the hip joint. There we go. Nice work. Bring that left foot down and we'll swap legs. Whew, right glute is working. So extend the right leg and we're just abducting it out, bringing it back in. Again, don't have to go very far until you can feel those stabilizing muscles really have to switch on and engage, even more so than they were before. It's not about getting distance. It's not a challenge to see how far you can extend your leg. It's literally just a warm-up exercise, getting the hip moving, getting the glute working. Nice work. Just a couple more on this side. Push down through that left heel. Keep tucking the pelvis underneath. Rightio. Bring the right foot down and slowly lower vertebrae by vertebrae until your sacrum is on the ground. Just rock out side to side, release any tension that's built up in your lower back. And then we're going to get our midsection nice and active. So, hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Bring the elbows together in front of the face. And this time we're going to lift our feet up towards the sky. You don't have to have straight legs for this. If you can, great. If you can't, it doesn't make a difference. It's not about how it looks, it's about the effort that you're putting in. So nice big inhale breath. And then an exhale, rolling up until your shoulder blades are off the ground. Your elbows come together in front of the face to help the points of the shoulder blades stay off the ground. And we're holding here for just a second more. And then inhale, rolling back down. Exhale, roll up. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. Exhale up. 3, 2, 1. Inhale down. We're going to add a twist now. So rolling up with an exhale. Twist to the left. Only have to go a couple of inches before you feel those obliques really switch on. The elbows come to touch in front of the face so that you stay off the point of your left shoulder blade. Holding this for another second. Twist back to the middle. And roll down. Roll back up. Twist to the right. Again, it doesn't have to be very far, just a couple of inches. Feel those seatbelt muscles strap across your midsection. Tucking your tummy in towards your body. One more second. Twisting back in, rolling back down. Nice work. One more time. Exhale, roll up. Twist to the left. 2, 1. Back to center and down. Exhale up. Twist to the right. Back to center. 2, 1. Back to center and down. Just lost it there for a sec. Exhale, roll up. This is the last time. We're twisting to the left. This time, we're taking our right hand and we're reaching it as far as we can up above our right shoulder so that the bicep comes next to the ear. We're reaching up above our head. 2, 1. Bringing it back down. Twist to the middle. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, roll up. Twist to the right. Stay off that right shoulder blade. Reach the left arm up above the head. Bicep to ear. Shoulder blade reaching up, 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 up. So one more, and then back to center, roll down. Woo! Nice work. So your transverse abdominis there, your internal, your external obliques, and your rectus abdominis are all firing. They're ready for the body to take load. They're ready to stabilize as we move. Let's flip over onto our hands and our knees. We're going to warm up the wrists. Again, we're going to spend a bit of time on our hands today. So we want to prepare these wrists that aren't used to bearing all the weight of our body. Just want to prepare them to take a bit of load. Slowly let them know that they're going to be working for us. Just do some circles. And then you can swap to the other direction. You can kind of make any shapes in this position, to be honest. You can do little W's, little figure 8s. Any sort of pattern that comes into your mind. Be creative, you know, express yourself. Twist your palms outwards so that your fingers face the outside of your mat, and you just rock left to right over those wrists. And then spin them around in the same direction again so that the fingers are pointing back towards the knees. A bit of a stretch for the forearms as you rock the hips back to the heels. Nice work. Then we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders and we're going to get up into a plank position. First plank position of the day, if this is your first plank position of the day, it's always hard, never feels good, it's tough, so we're just going to have a few little planks to get used to being in this position. I want you to bend your knees, raise your hips, push back up into this position that in yoga we call downward facing dog. Really push the ground away. Let your biceps come up towards your ears. You want your shoulder blades sliding up the back of your ribcage. And then bend the knees, tip the pelvis, tuck under the knees, shift forward into a plank. Hold here. We'll do one slow push-up. If you need to put your knees down, feel free. Otherwise, we'll do 9 nice slow push-up. And then bend the knees, reach the hips up and back. Down the facing dog. You can pedal the feet out here if it feels good for your calves and hamstrings. Just walking them out slowly. Shift forward into a plank. One last push-up. Shifting the hips up and back. Always happy to have a good healthy bend in the knees here if you need it. Pedal out the feet. And then you can bring the knees to the ground. Sit back on your heels. Alright, so we're really warm and we're ready to go. So let's get after it. The first thing we're going to do here is going to be a nice challenge on all your stabilizers through your glutes, also while keeping your core really engaged. So we're going to start in this position. It's a low lunge. In yoga they call it Anjaneyasana. You want your knee under your hip and your front foot under your knee. It's not a deep bend forward like this with a big arch in your back. I know that a lot of yogis on Instagram make that pose, or that version of this pose, look really good, but it's not what we're after here. We're after height from that knee up to the top of the leg, okay? Top of the head, sorry. Bring your hands together in front of your chest, and we're going to twist. I'm going to twist towards the back of the wall, okay? Twist towards this front standing leg. Twisting. Then we're going to place the point of the elbow on top of that knee. I don't want you to hook it around the knee and use your arm to wrench yourself around. I want you to use your core muscles, your oblique muscles to perform the twist, and then rest the elbow on top of the knee. We're using our core to stay twisted, not our shoulder and our arms. So the point on the fleshy part on top of the knee. When you're in that position, you can tuck the back toes, push through the back toes, and raise the back knee. So you're in this lunged position with the point of the elbow on top of the front knee, and you're using your core to maintain the level of twist. Now we're going to shift the weight into the front leg, bring the back leg up. You can either stand or tap the ground and then step back, okay? So big work on these stabilizing glute muscles. Bring the front leg forward, tap the ground, step back. That's 2, we're going to do 10 on this side, so let's go. Shift the weight into that front leg. Keep the body steady. Tap the ground or stand, step back, that's 3. 4, shifting forward, tap, 5. Shifting forward, tap, 5. Bring all the weight into your back leg when you step back into the lunge, just to give yourself a little bit of release off the front glute. That's 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you get to the front, you can stand up. Woo! Shake out that leg. Oh, give it a bit of a punch if that feels good for you. And then we're going to go into the other side. So step your left foot back, right leg forward. Remember the hips under the knee, and you get nice height out through the top of the skull here. This glute, this left glute, should be switched on to keep your hip nice and flexed. So instead of staying forward like this, we're staying nice and high. Hands together, twisting with the core muscles. Use those oblique muscles. Elbow to the top of the knee. On this side I'll show you. You don't want to be hooking around here so that you can pull yourself into this big twist. That's not the goal. Just on top of the knee. There we go. Using the core to stay twisted. Now tuck the back toes. Step up off the back knee. Weight into the front foot. Keep the core engaged. Keep the twist happening. Don't fall over like I almost did. Let's try again. Shift into the front leg. Bring the leg forward. Tap the ground or step. And then step back. Tap the ground or step. Step back. So you can absolutely take weight into this front foot as you step forward if you need to. I'm just doing the version that only includes a tap right now. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh boy, 9, and 10, stand up. Woo! All right, that's tough. The stabilizers in our glutes are really ready to do some work now. So the next session of the workout is a bit of a sequence. We're going to do 3 laps of this sequence on each side, okay? So with each leg. I'll talk you through it nice and slowly the first time, and after that we'll get into a bit of a flow. So we're starting in this downward facing dog position, pushing the ground away. I want you to lift your right leg up, and then we're shifting forward, bringing the right knee towards the left elbow, then shifting back. Shifting forward, bringing the right knee towards the right elbow. Shifting back. Right knee towards the center. We'll hold that for 2, 1, and then step the foot down and rise up into this lunge position. From here, we're tipping forward, shifting the weight into the front leg. Find length through the spine until your back toes come off the ground. We're into this warrior 3 position. And then much like the previous exercise, we're going to bring the back leg in so that the knees touch. Hands come together in front of here. We hold this for 2, 1, and then extend back out. And then slowly find the ground with the back toes. We're back into our lunge. We bring the hands to the ground. Step back. You can either keep this foot raised or put it down or put your knees down. We're going to do 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. And then back into downward facing dog. So that's our sequence. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit for the other 2 reps on the right side, and then we'll swap to the left. All right, here we go. Right leg lifts, shift forward, left elbow, shift back, right elbow, shift back, center, hold, 2, 3, step, up into lunge. Bend from the hips, tip the weight forward onto the right leg, extend back through the left toes and out through the top of the head. Bring the left knee in towards the right knee. Hold here for 2, 1. Extend the leg back out. Find the ground with your toes. Get height in your lunge position. Hands to the ground. Step back, knees to the ground if you need. 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3. Back into downward facing dog. Last one here. Raise the right leg. Right knee to left elbow. Push back. Right knee to right elbow. Push back. Right knee to the middle. Hold for 2, 1. Step. Height through the top of the head. Shift the weight forward into that right leg. Be nice and stable. Left foot comes off the ground. Length through the spine. Bring the left knee towards the right knee. If you want to really challenge yourself, you can go for a single leg squat here. Try and tap the left knee to the ground and push back up. If not, that is completely fine. Just lengthen out the left leg. Find the ground. Height in the lunge. Hands come to the ground. Stepping back, 3 push-ups. 1, 2, and 3. All right. I'm going to have a brief pause here in downward facing dog. If you need to bring your knees to the ground and shake out your arms, shake out your legs a little bit, do that. Either way, we're going to get going on the left side in another 3 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. Raise the left leg. Left knee to right elbow, shift back. Left knee to left elbow, shift back. Left knee to the middle, 2, 1, step up. Find height in this lunge, then shift and tip forward. Left leg takes the weight, right toes come up. Bring the right knee to meet the left knee, hands together in front of the chest, and then extend back out. Right toes pointing towards the back wall. Sit back in your hip, nice big bend in the knee, nice big bend in the hip. Find the ground with your toes. Take some of the weight off that front leg. Hands come to the ground, stepping back, foot or knees to the ground. 3 push-ups, 2, 3, and downward facing dog. Let's increase the speed again. Left leg up, left knee to right elbow, back, left knee to left elbow, back, left knee to middle, step, find height, shift forward, push down through the front, the left heel and the left big toe. Bring the right knee to meet the left knee, hands meet the chest, hold for a sec, reach back out. Back toes find the ground, height in your lunge position, hands come to the ground, stepping back. Keep that leg raised if you can. 3 push-ups, 2, 3, and downward facing dog. 1 last one. Raise the left leg, Leigh, knee to right elbow, knee to left elbow, knee to the middle, hold for 2, 1, step up. Nice and tall here. Tip and shift forward, weight into the left leg. Right toes come off the ground. Bring the right knee to the left knee. Here's where you challenge yourself with that little cheeky squat. Can you hit the right knee to the ground and push back up? If not, totally fine. Extend the right foot back. Find the ground with your toes. Find the ground with your hands. Step back. Bring your knees to the ground if you need. 3 push-ups. And 3, left foot down, knees down, sit back on the heels. Have a nice deep breath. Whew. Nice work. So we only did 3 on each side of those, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm certainly puffing, I'm certainly sweating. I hope you are too. It's a nice challenge, maybe something a little bit different to what you're used to. We have one more little sequence, or a set of exercises to finish off the workout today. Whew! And I'll demonstrate those for you right now. So, again, we're going to start in this downward facing dog position. I'm going to jump forward or step forward my feet to the outside of my hands. So if I'm stepping, it looks like that. We're coming into a low squat. This is an active squat, so not hanging out down here. We want activity in the glutes and the quads. Then we're going to stand up, squat back down, hands come to the ground, step back, and push up. Okay? So that's the step version. I'll show you the jumping version. If you can, if you've done a lot of yoga and you're used to this kind of float forward movement, you can start in downward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees, lift the heels, jump forward, softly plant the feet, find the squat, stand up, come back down, hands to the ground, and if you like, you can jump back either to plank or to the low push-up position of chaturanga. So jumping back to plank, or jumping back to chaturanga, pushing up, downward dog. Okay? Whatever version you're doing, we're doing 10. Okay? So if you're stepping up, use the right leg for 5 to step first, and then the left leg for 5. If you're jumping, it's all the same. Okay? Let's do it. Starting in downward facing dog, pushing the ground away, shoulder blades sliding up the back of the rib cage. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Jump forward. Squat. Stand up. Down, down. Hands to the ground. Pushing back. Push up. And downward facing dog. Jumping forward. 2. Squat. Up. Down. Jumping back. Pushing up. Pushing back. 3. Jumping forward. Standing up. Squatting down. Jumping back. I miscounted. I think that's 3. Downward facing dog. Jumping forward. Stepping up. Squatting down. Jumping back. Pushing up. Forward. Downward facing dog. Jumping forward. Squatting up. Squatting down. Jumping back. That's 5. I'm going to do 5 with a step so you can see. Stepping up my right leg and my left. Squatting up. Squatting down. Stepping back right, left, push up, downward facing dog. Then stepping up left leg, left, then right. Squatting up, squatting down. Left leg back, right leg back, push up. That's 2. Left leg, right leg, squatting up, squatting down. Left leg, right leg, push up for 3. Right leg forward, left leg, squatting up, squatting down, right leg back, left leg back, push up, that's 4. The last one here, let's all go for a jump. Jumping forward, floating, squatting up, squatting down, jumping back, pushing up, downward facing dog, and bring the knees down. Whew. Nice work, everyone. That is really tough stuff. Really gets the heart rate going. And especially if you're not used to moving like that. You've done really, really well to give it a crack. So good on you. That's the end of the workout, okay? No more to do. I'm just going to take us through a couple of quick stretches. So find a cross-legged seat. Whatever version's available to you. You can be up in that yogic double lotus position. I cannot do that. So I just have a normal cross-legged position with my knees above my ankles and my shins kind of parallel-ish. From there I want to raise my arms out to the side and then up towards the sky. Try not to arch in your upper back or your lower back too much. Focus on creating length through the side of your body, and then slowly we'll tip from the hips forward. You don't have to go all the way down. I only get to about here at the beginning of this. So my back, I'm trying to keep it nice and straight. Okay? My hands can just fall onto the ground where they will. Just going to hold this for a sec. It's a good position to get our breath back from a really challenging practice. You can rock from side to side as I'm doing if that feels good for you. And slowly, as you feel things loosening up, as you feel more space becoming available to you, you can walk these hands forward and start to round through the back. Still trying to find length through the top of the head here, but you can also find a little bit of curvature in the spine. I don't want you really reaching your head, your forehead down to the ground. Rather, I prefer you reach your top of your head towards the far wall, or whatever it is you're facing. And if you want to look for depth, then it's these elbows or the forearms that reach towards the ground like this. A couple of deep breaths. Really stretching out the side of those hips that have worked really hard for us today. Reach a little bit further if you can. Now you can really round down. And slowly walk back up. The only other stretch or recovery movement I'm going to take you through is a twist. But by all means, if you need to get your hamstrings, get your quads, maybe come into a pigeon position to get that outer hip even more so, then I fully recommend dedicating the time to it. We're going to come to our backs, knees together, and just a simple twist off to the right. If your knee doesn't reach the ground here, that's okay. You can even place your right fist underneath your knee. That might feel really supportive for you. It's supposed to be a recovery position, not one of pain. The left shoulder tries to stay on the ground, and you can support that right knee with that right fist. If it's comfortable for you, you can roll your head and look over towards your left arm, which should be outstretched. Getting a nice big twist. Roll your head back to center. Roll the knees back up to center, and then swing them off to the left side. Again, placing that left fist under the left knee. It's nice to be supported after having worked so hard. A few deep breaths. And we'll roll the head back to center and lift the knees up. If you're going to continue your stretch, please do that. If this is the end of class for you, like it is for me, thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you next time. See you later.